I love teaching the coordinate plane and graphing numbers because it is a very easy thing for students to get. I always tell you guys to try to make sure that as you make a number line, or in this case a coordinate plane, that you make your marks approximately evenly spread apart, and ideally this would be straight, but it's for a quick sketch to give you guys an idea of what this lesson is all about. First of all, some terminology. You're going to hear of the word quadrant whenever you are talking about the coordinate plane, Quadrant. And the coordinate plane is made into 4 quadrants. This is the first one, and it goes counterclockwise. So clockwise means the hands of a clock go this way. Counterclockwise means it goes this way. So this is the first quadrant, the second, the third, and the fourth, and they show those in Roman numerals. This is what we call the x-axis, the one that goes across or horizontally, and this one is the y-axis, or the one that goes up and down or vertically. When you have ordered pairs like 2, 1, -2, 3, -4, 0, 3, -1, in your ordered pairs, the first number is always your x value, and your second number is always your y value. I always tell students that you start right here in the middle at 0, 0, and your first number tells you where to go on the x-axis. So it tells you where to go in terms of left or right. I always think of it this way. You have to go in the door before you can go up or down on the elevator. So the first number tells you where you go left to right, and the second number tells you where you go up and down. You might smile and think that's kind of goofy, but you got to go in the door before you can go up or down the elevator. So you move left or right, you go in the door, then you can go up or down on the elevator. So if you were asked to plot the point 2, 1, you would start at 0, 0, you would go to the right 2, you would go up 1, and I said that we wanted to call that one K. So you would put a K here. This is the point 2, 1 on the coordinate plane. If you were asked to graph -2, 3, you go to the left 2 because your first number always tells you where to go in terms of left or right, and you go up 1, 2, 3. So there's my next point, and I said to call it O. B is at -4, 0. So left to right, you go over 1, 2, 3, 4. 0 means up or not going anywhere in terms of up or down. That one was going to be a B. And then A is going to be at 3, -1. So go over to 3 and down 1, and you have point B at 3, -1. You may be asked which quadrant each one of those are in. K is in the first quadrant. B is in the fourth quadrant. You can figure that out. You may also be asked to reflect a point over the x or over the y-axis. So maybe you should have torn out this piece of paper, but if you're asked to reflect, let's just say point K over the x-axis, envision that you're taking this piece of paper, you're taking your coordinate plane, and you're folding it on the x. So if we flip this over on x, K would be right here. It would be right below it, the same distance away. So instead of going up 1, you'd go down 1. So this point right here, 2, -1, would be the reflection of K over the x-axis. So likewise with y. Let's just say you wanted to take your point O, which is at -2, 3, and you wanted to reflect it across the y-axis. Pretend that you're taking your piece of paper, and if you draw this at home, go ahead and rip it out and fold it on the y-axis. If you flipped it over, maybe you put something, colorful here, and when you flipped it over, it actually made a mark on your paper. If you folded it right on the y-axis, instead of over 2 and up 3, it would be from 0, it would be to the right 2 and up 3. And so that's where point O would be. It would be at 2, 3. This point right here is the reflection of O over the y-axis, the coordinate plane, and how to graph those numbers.